Hello everyone, welcome to part 15 of my WWE Smackdown Shut Your Mouth Let's Play. We're hot off the trails of Vengeance, where I did not manage to capture the WWE Undisputed Championship. So what's coming up for me now? Well, looks like I'm back to fighting jobbers like Chuck. Although Chuck is the hardcore champion, so you know, he's the king of the jobbers. But anyway, since I didn't capture the championship, what do you think I'm getting into now? What do you suppose might be my next storyline? Well, I'll tell you this now, it is a friggin' long one. Like, seriously, this storyline, it's gonna go on for at least 5 months. And I'll be honest, I got sick of it around Survivor Series. Anyway, we're starting things off with Ric Flair, the owner of Raw. Not SmackDown, Raw. And remember, I'm on the SmackDown brand. So why did he come here today? Well, we don't get to know yet. Anyway, I found Rikishi hanging around in the stock room. This is a short thing. Not a lot to say here. He was waiting for me, and he asked me if I want to go to a sushi bar after the match. Well, sure. Rikishi, of course, part of that big Samoan family. That includes the life of the Wild Samoans, the Usos, and people like The Rock are considered related to them, Roman Reigns, Rosie and Jamal, although Jamal, of course, has passed away, Yokozuna's passed away, Rosie's in bad shape. It's looking bad for all of them, really. Anyway, I do believe I skipped the intros here, because while I do have I technically have new tights. The only thing I changed was the color of them. I didn't change anything else about my outfit, just the color of my tights. And I will be sticking with this attire for a while. Geez, have I talked about Chuck at all? I can't remember. The guy was Chuck Palumbo got his start in WCW at its tail end. He was part of the Natural Born Thrillers with a bunch of guys like Mark Jindrak, Sean Stasiak, and Sean O'Hare. There's a couple other guys involved too. Johnny the Bull. A lot of young, promising, up-and-coming talent, I will say. Palumbo, of course, he after coming to the WWE, he was part of the Invasion. Then he teamed up with Billy. I think they really wanted Chuck to become a star, because they gave him a lot of chances, but he just never really got anywhere, I guess. He definitely had size on his side, but he didn't really have a too good of a look, I think. I think that was probably the issue. Especially later in his career. Because like I said, he's had a lot of chances. He's been, he started with the Invasion as part of WCW, and you know, he was a WCW guy, so of course he's going to get shat on a little bit, because, you know, that's how Vince is. I was talking about egos in the last part or two. No one has bigger ego than Vince McMahon. But after Billy and Chuck, he joined the Full-Blooded Italians with Nunzio and Johnny the Bull, and, you know, I kind of thought Full-Blooded Italians was a cool thing. I thought that would have gone somewhere. But no, Johnny the Bull faded into obscurity and got released. Nunzio stuck around for a long time. He even got to be Cruiserweight Champion at one point. And Chuck, well, he got drafted to Raw. He was supposed to be in singles. I don't even know if he ever had a match on Raw. I can't remember that. But I think his model was glitching out there a little bit on his ass. But, like I said, I don't think he even had a real singles match there. Oh, I thought I had him. Then I think he got released, or maybe he went down to developmental, I don't know. But eventually he came back, and he had a biker gimmick, which was probably the most successful he ever got. He was partnered up with Michelle McCool. And it worked a little bit, but it really got him nowhere, and then he was gone. I don't think we'll ever see Chuck Palumbo again. I don't really have a problem with that, though. I mean, he's... eh. I was never the biggest fan of him. I mean, he was a powerful guy and all. But... and I know I do like my brawler powerhouse type wrestlers. You know, Sheamus is my favorite, and I do like Ryback, even though he is a little too stiff for his own good. He's injuring people a little too frequently. So is Big E Langston, though, and, you know, I think Big E's worse than Ryback for that. Anyway, the match is won, so maybe we'll finally hear what Ric Flair has to say. It's been 4 months. Yes, I suppose it has. It's been that long already. And he can't stand Vince's arrogance. So what does Flair want? He wants to be the total owner. And, you know, of course he's going to drag Vince into this, and it's going to be a feud for the control of the WWE. And believe me, this goes on for a long-ass time. He needs me, though. He needs me to help take down Vince. So what's it going to be? Am I going to side with Ric Flair? Or am I just going to stick it in his face? Am I just going to tell him to shove it? You know what? I don't think I'm even going to do that. I'm going to attack Flair. That's right. I'm going to beat shit out of an old man. But no, seriously. I am not giving up loyalty to SmackDown. Wow, my arms look long there. Wow, holy crap. Creator wrestler models in this game is awful. Just awful. They're awful in Here Comes the Pain, too. They're pretty bad in the first SmackDown vs. Raw. I don't think the creator wrestler models got really good until SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. Anyway, this time I'm on Raw. And no, I don't go through like SmackDown and Raw in a full week. It's just SmackDown first week, Raw second week, and I don't even seem to have a match, so, you know, that's... maybe I have the week off. I could always hope. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes there does come a time where you don't have to have a match in a week. There is actually one point where I think I go like 3 weeks without having a match. I'm actually pretty fine with that. That doesn't happen for a couple of in-game months, though. Anyway, I'm here on Raw. Am I Crazy King? Maybe a little bit. We don't even know what I was saying, though. I mean, I was just out there, and Flair's just like, how dare I show up here? But since I'm here, you can put me in a match. And yeah, I'm in a handicap match. I don't think I win this one. Handicap matches are hard to win because they don't, yeah, especially against The Undertaker and Rob Van Dam. Now, I'm not saying I don't put up a fight, because I do. But before we get into that, since I'm on Raw, I can find Raw Superstars, and the Hurricane is just one of those. So let's see what the Hurricane has to say. Do I have any problems? Well, I have problems, but they're not any of those. My problems are I'm in a handicap match. Help me. No, I bet it isn't easy being a superhero. Some help that guy is, huh? But anyway, I get to get on with my handicap match. At least I get some new faces to fight. I mean, I'm facing guys on the Raw roster instead of the SmackDown roster. Too bad it's The Undertaker and Rob Van Dam. The Undertaker, of course, one of the biggest names in sports entertainment, and Rob Van Dam, I believe, is the current Intercontinental Champion. So, yeah, I've got my work cut out for me. I definitely have my work cut out for me. And like I said, I don't believe I actually win this match. I'm fairly certain that they do beat me, and there's a reason for that. Handicap matches don't act like actual handicap matches. Or, well, most handicap matches. Most of the time, it works kind of like a one-on-two tag team match. So the team that has two people, one of the people is always on the outside and they have to tag in back and forth. In this case, I have to deal with both of them at the same time. It's painful. It is definitely painful. But hey, I've got The Undertaker to talk about and I got Rob Van Dam to talk about, so I got some new guys to talk about while you guys watch me get my ass kicked. The Undertaker, of course, this is his heel phase of Big Evil as the American Badass. I'll be honest, I like this gimmick, but I don't think it needs to come back. Not at this point in time. The Undertaker, he's made his legacy as the Dead Man, as the evil, or not evil, but the mystical kind of Undertaker, not the realistic biker taker. This worked in the early 2000s when he had it. But I think he's fine just doing what he's doing now. And of course, Rob Van Dam, one of my favorite guys of all time. One of the greatest high flyers of all time. I just cannot get enough of this guy. He is so much fun to watch. He got a little lazy for a while, but you know, that happens sometimes, especially when you're smoking weed all the time. He doesn't quite know when to lay off the marijuana. Anyway, yep, handicap match. It's gonna suck for me, I'll tell you guys that right now. I mean, especially because of the guys I'm facing. Now, I'll get this out of the way right now, because Undertaker's so fucking annoying to deal with in this game. He has so many... See, look at that! I get stuck in an animation there and I can just get beat the crap out of. And then let's not even get into all the moves he has where they basically seem unblockable. Like, they're called Undertaker strikes and stuff like that. They're so annoying. I hate having to deal with this guy. But anyway, The Undertaker, he's the American Badass right now, big biker gimmick, and he was still, like, the top guy, one of the top guys at this time. He is, you know, it's not arguable at all. He is the longest tenured employee at in the WWE. He's been there since '91, so, or was it 1990? I don't know. Either way, it's been over 20 years. And this year, you know, that's a good thing to talk about. WrestleMania, how it's shaping up this year, because the Raw after Elimination Chamber, we gotta look at the network, and we had a bunch of returns. Like, we know Hulk Hogan's hosting WrestleMania this year. He's back on good terms with the WWE. And we know at least one of the matches is going to be Randy Orton versus Batista for the WWE title, and you know that's going to get shat on because no one really cares about Batista and Randy Orton. I'll call myself a Randy Orton fan. I'll say that I don't hate Batista. I'm not exactly looking forward to the match, though. Some other matches. Let's see. It's looking like they're leaning towards Daniel Bryan and Triple H, which I'm completely fine with. I don't mind him not being in the title match. The biggest complaint I have about the title match isn't that Daniel Bryan's not in it. It's that Batista and Randy Orton are so boring together. So I'm okay with Bryan facing Triple H, as long as he wins. He needs to win this match. They would piss off way too many people by not letting him win. It looks like they're also going for John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. My opinion on the Wyatts, Luke Harper is amazing. Eric Rowan sucks. Bray Wyatt should just be a manager and should not be wrestling at all. Honestly, I don't think they're that great at all. People say that Bray Wyatt had this amazing match at the Royal Rumble. Bryan carried him. I just don't see it in him. He's just fat old Husky Harris to me. I'm sorry, but, you know, like I said, call a spade a spade. Wyatt sucks as a wrestler. I think that's about everything. Let's see. Batista. Oh, I forgot the big one. The one that I was going to talk about. Now, this is not fair. I think I lose right here to this pin, even though I should have clearly had a rope break. But Undertaker Brock Lesnar, completely fine with that. I bet it'll be a great match. I do wonder what Sheamus is going to be up to, though. Anyway, I lost a handicap match. Surprise, surprise. Those are difficult to win. And, yeah, I guess what happens after. I'm getting my ass kicked. I just took a chair right to the face. And no one's going to help me because it's not my show.